Yes, Ilya, it is a pleasure to be with you, and especially to talk about after Dimitri, whose work I greatly admire and use. In fact, in my book, The Death of Death, I quote him several times. He's compiling so much valuable information. So let me tell you, I just organized the biggest event in Spain about longevity. We had over 500 people registered in the most iconic place, in the College of Medical Doctors, where all the doctors, the physicians get together, and where the first Nobel Prize of Medicine of Spain uh, uh, gave his classes. So in this beautiful place, we had 500 people registered, and we also organized a march for longevity. Again, during Longevity Day, which is October 1st, we went to the most beautiful place in Madrid, where Real Madrid celebrates the best football team in the world, which is the Cibeles Fountain and the City Hall. We began there. Our march for longevity, a rally for longevity. We were also in the local government, in the Congress of Spain as well, and we went to the European Parliament office in Madrid. We gave the Longevity Declaration of Madrid to all the authorities so that we can declare Madrid as a blue zone, because Madrid has the longest life expectancy of the European Union. And in fact, it has the highest life expectancy than the supposedly blue zones today. Yes, Madrid has a longest life expectancy than Sardinia or Okinawa in Japan, or Icaria in Greece, or Nicoya in Costa Rica, or Loma Linda in California. So if those places are blue zones, Madrid should be a blue zone, and that is our goal, to talk about longevity. This year, there have been many things all throughout Latin America, like Vitalia. Vitalia was born in Honduras to make death optional. This is a big project, a continuous pop-up city that will be there to speed up developments in longevity. In fact, famous people like Brian Johnson was there to get his therapies as well. I gave several presentations, not only in Honduras. I went to another island in the Caribbean, Margarita Island, where we had the first Latin American conference on longevity. And from Margarita, I was in Panama. In Panama, we also talked about longevity during Futures Day, which is March 1st. And then it was also in Peru talking about longevity. And then in Mexico. So many things are happening all over Latin America. I am really excited, particularly because the new president of Argentina, Javier Milei, is an immortalist. An immortalist, yes. He believes in longevity and indefinite lifespans. In fact, as I mentioned, immortality. And he cloned his dog, which is incredible. And he said that my book is his favorite book. Not many times you get a president to say that your book is their favorite book. So The Death of Death is his favorite book, and I am really, really proud about that. Then also in the Middle East, many things are happening. I will be in Dubai Future Forum in 3 weeks talking about longevity and the death of death. In fact, last November and December, I was with my friend and colleague, Dana Marduk, for the announcement of the biggest longevity prize, or the biggest prize in history, which is the $101 million prize, partially financed by the Evolution Foundation in Saudi Arabia. This is handled by the X Prize Foundation and my friend Peter Diamandis. We work together not only at MIT, but also at Singularity University, and I fully support this X Prize for longevity, $101 million, mostly financed by Saudi Arabia, but also other institutions. And Evolution has an endowment of $20 billion to be using about $1 billion per year. So this is a lot of money coming into the field, and particularly this price, which is very close. The goal is by 2030, in 2030, to be able to biologically rejuvenate at least 10 years in patients, in people between 65 and 80. Now it has been actually expanded to even younger people, people in their 50s, 10 years, up to 20 years of biological rejuvenation by 2030. To me, this is totally revolutionary, disruptive. This will change our industry, the longevity industry. I have also been going to Dubai to talk about these things in the Museum of the Future for the Dubai Future Forum, where I talked about everlasting life with other world leaders in this field, like James Kirkland from the Mayo Clinic, and also Alex Shavoronkov from In Silico Medicine. So many people talking about this. This was all over the news in Dubai, also in Abu Dhabi, and as I mentioned, in Saudi Arabia as well. And this relates to the initiative that began between the Middle East and Latin America, HealthGevity Nation. The idea is to democratize HealthGevity, health and longevity throughout the world, using exponential organizations and to have a massive transformational purpose. This was started by my friend and colleague, Dana Marduk, who currently is based in Iraq, but also working a lot in Iran and all over the Middle East. Like I mentioned, we were together in the United Arab Emirates. We were together in Saudi Arabia. And now we are looking for ambassadors all over the world. We started again, I repeat, in the Middle East. Dana Marduk was covering that part, and I was covering Latin America. So you can see now we have many ambassadors throughout the world, over 40 ambassadors in all continents in the world. And not only just the Middle East, where this began with Dana Marduk, covering Iraq, Iran, Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Israel, United Arab Emirates, and many more. And in Latin America, as I mentioned, all the way from Mexico down to Chile and Argentina. But now we are also growing all over the planet internationally. We have some ambassadors in some cities in the USA, in Canada, in Russia, in China, in India. The goal is to have ambassadors all over the planet to accelerate this grassroots movement of the HealthGevity platform, when people will be able to connect to the ideas of HealthGevity wherever they are and have the benefits of all of these ideas. This HealthGevity platform will connect individuals, organizations throughout the planet with the latest knowledge on HealthGevity. And we will have courses, online courses, and maybe also some physical in-person courses in some big cities. We will therefore have HealthGevity schools, maybe a HealthGevity university in the future as well. We will have HealthGevity certificates, and we will create HealthGevity centers around the world. We are planning, hopefully, the first one will be in Vancouver, Canada, next year in 2025, hopefully. And we will also have HealthGevity products working on alliance with other companies that are working on this. And this is to popularize, to massify, to democratize everything related to HealthGevity. And therefore, we will need a HealthGevity coin, which will help us with the HealthGevity economy, so that we can start our HealthGevity cruises. You could have a fantastic opportunity to join one of these cruises in the Caribbean, in the Mediterranean, or in the Pacific. Those are three main places to have this HealthGevity cruise, this HealthGevity journey for your health. And we will have a HealthGevity center in the cruise ship, and you will have all kind of tests available: genetic test, gut health test, biological age test, full body checkup test, infrared light therapies, many other therapies, cryotherapies, ozone therapies, hypermax oxygen therapy. So we want to democratize this throughout the planet, in countries and also in cruises throughout the world. This will help us to eventually move forward from this grassroots initiative and to create a HealthGevity parliament and maybe a HealthGevity president. And this was created by artificial intelligence, and you can see that the first HealthGevity president will be a woman. And this is very good because women are very concerned about HealthGevity, like all people, but women are also clearly involved in this initiative, and about half of our ambassadors are women. So please join this initiative that is starting HealthGevity Nation throughout the world to democratize HealthGevity. And I keep on doing this also personally with my publications, with my book that has become a global bestseller, first in the Romance languages, in the languages derived from Latin, like Spanish, Portuguese, and French, soon coming in Italian as well, in Romanian, the major Romance languages, but in all languages. In fact, it is also already in the top three languages in the world. And thanks to my friend, Dana Marduk, he translated the book in Arabic. So it is in Arabic. Now he's translated it into Persian, Farsi, Iranian, and then also into Kurdish. So it's going to be in many other languages in the Middle East. And other friends in Israel are also working on an Israeli edition, in a Hebrew edition. So my goal is to spread this good news throughout the planet. It is important. And I repeat, an Israeli friend, Sharon Gal-Or, that is connected here now, is helping with the translation of the book so that we can have an Israeli edition. Because not only the big languages of the world, which are Spanish, English, and Chinese, but all the languages, including the ones in the Middle East, I repeat, Hebrew, Arabic, Persian, Kurdish, and also Turkish. It is already in Turkish, and many more languages throughout the world. I have been also pushing this politically. I was a candidate for the European Parliament. I got several thousand votes, but not enough to be member of the European Parliament. But the idea is slowly getting into politics, and I am really excited about this. Taking these ideas into politics because it is important, government participation. And my goal is to change the old logo of Spain. At the time of the Roman Empire, 2,000 years ago, Spain was the country of non plus ultra, nothing far beyond Spain, because Spain was the end of the Roman Empire. There was nothing beyond Spain. But then Spain discovered America in 1492, or rediscovered America, or made contact again with America in a big way. And the logo of Spain changed from non plus ultra to plus ultra. And now I want to change it to Vita plus ultra, life far beyond, because Spain is one of the leaders of the longevity movement in the world, with top researchers and a lot of things happening, including, as I mentioned, the longest life expectancy in the European Union is Madrid. Longer life expectancy than the so-called blue zones. So this is our goal. And this beautiful image is from Dmitry Kaminsky and his group, Longevity International. This ecosystem is growing. In the past, it was in millions. Now it is in the order of billions, and soon it will be in the order of trillions. This will be the longest, the biggest, the most important industry humanity has ever seen. it is again going to reach trillions of dollars. That is why all the technology companies are moving into health and longevity. Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Amazon, they are all moving into longevity. So just some final comments. Please read The Death of Death on your preferred language, hopefully in over 20 languages next year, including Hebrew. And thank you so much for your attention. And I am happy to answer some questions. Or we still have 3 minutes of my 20 minutes, so I can show the video. But I prefer to have questions because you can imagine the video of our event and our rally for longevity in Madrid. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We have a question, and I suggest, you know what, we're a bit short on stuff to read ourselves the questions on chat, but if you look at the chat and see some question you want to answer, you're welcome. We have time. We're actually first time on time, so yeah.
Hola José, ¿cómo estás? No te vi acá. Yo me llamo Eliahu. Yo me llamo Eliahu y no Shalom. Vengo a buscarte a Madrid uno de esos días. ¿Ok? Tenemos mucho que hablar.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I remember you, and yes, I want to see you in Israel, in Spain, in Italy, anywhere.
Okay, great. So any actual questions from the audience here, or if you see something on chat, Jose?
Yes, I see someone wanting to help in Russia. Thank you very much, Olga, for your help. Actually, I will be next week in Moscow. So if you are in Moscow, contact me. I will be the whole week in Moscow. Also, Sharon Gal-Or from Israel is talking about the billions of dollars that people like Sam Altman is doing, and many others are putting. So yes, this is exploding. That is why I am organizing this rally, and we have balloons. Look at our balloons. Stop aging in Spanish, and with the Spanish flag and banners and all of that. We are talking about this in Spain, also in Washington. We are organizing a rally for longevity, a big one. We expect to have 500,000 people in the spring of 2026. This is big, big, big. 500,000 people in the Washington Mall, in between the White House and the Lincoln Memorial in Washington. So we have to push for these rallies, for these events, like we do in Madrid and we do in other places. So please join us, and thank you for your comments and your help. Or Shagra with HealthGevity Nation in Israel, Sharon Gal-Or, also for translating my book in Hebrew, for Olga for helping in Russia, and I hope to see you in Moscow if you are there. And Ilya, all that you are doing in Israel. This is important. We need more people like you in Israel, anywhere. People like you that will help us to kill death before death kills us.
Thank you, Mr. Jose. I agree with what you say, and I think that positioning the longevity in Israel as well as in the other parts of the world as you do is a blessed movement, and this is the way to change the attitude of politicians, of society, of medicine towards taking the right measures to improve life expectancy and the level of longevity in our life, and not waiting for others to do this. So thank you for your movement.
Well, thanks to you. And yes, we need to work in every city, in every country to accelerate this movement, because every day over 110,000 people die of age-related causes. Aging is the biggest killer in the planet. It is not the Russians. It is not the Chinese. It's not the Americans. It's not the Europeans. It is aging. Aging is the enemy of humanity. It is not the Martians that apparently don't exist. It is aging, the biggest enemy. So we are between the last mortal generation and the first immortal generation. And we have to accelerate this in the private sector, but also in the public sector. And this is what we are trying to do in so many initiatives, like I mentioned, HealthGevity Nation as well. So thank you. This is the work of all of us.